All right, so that ended up being a big nope. Completely crashed my entire system. I had to restart my whole machine. But yeah, we're gonna call that a no. Hop back in chat with Uzar here. Yeah, looks like that's a nope. Well, I think it's the buggy issues with the game combined with combined with that Windows update that just hit,
Yeah.
which everyone is saying I should roll back. I haven't rolled back.
It was like, oops, I broke them.
I wish, I wish Windows was like a game developer. If it was a game developer and they broke their game, um, they would do a hotfix. Windows updates, they break something. Tough luck there, kiddo. You got to wait for the next Windows update, you know.
Yeah.
Now let's see if I lost that whole trial. I probably lost the whole trial. Should be really shitty. But yeah. Oh, is it going to let me in? I think it might let me back in. All right, so I didn't lose the... Making me run through the whole thing? I think it's going to make me run through the whole thing. God, this is irritating. What level is your warrior at now, Aramir? I still got to get like 3 more levels before I can use that shield. Oh, it's going to really run through 10 rooms, I think. I mean, better than losing it, I guess. Well, I'm not going to be bothered looking at runs per hour now.
Call the mulligan.
I'm wondering if it's going to save the loot. I mean, luckily it wasn't any of the good drops, but I wonder if it's going to save those soul cores. Level 89. Dang, man, you're zooming. Does it feel pretty good? Like, I'm assuming, like, I'm running T15s 10 levels lower, so assuming you're running T15s, are you dying much, or is it pretty much easy money? I got all that extra spirit, too. I bought this scepter for my warrior last night that had two. It didn't have many rolls on it. You know, it's just a base to kind of YOLO craft onto. and I ended up rolling a God Roll Scepter. The first thing that's worked out fully crafting in the
Nice.
but it rolled literally everything I want. All it had on it was I needed strength, intelligence, spirit, and reduced attribute requirements. And it had strength and reduced attribute requirements on it. And then I rolled it once, or I put the other affixes on it, and I got like intelligence was one of the affixes. And then I threw a couple of chaos orbs at it, which is like a pure YOLO. And I rolled off one of the bad rolls and got a spirit roll. And then I did another one and it rolled off another bad roll and got a double spirit roll. So I got a warrior now that I can actually use every single spirit gem that's available to me. Literally every
Nice.
single one. It's kind of nuts. But now I got to get to level 82 to be able to use. There's a special shield that gives passed on block. Got to get to level 82 before I can even use the shield. How much health are you rolling with now that you're that level? Any tips on Act 3? Power through it, Erwin. It's a pain in the ass and ungodly irritating. But once you get over the hump, that's like the hump. Once you get past that point, the going back through the next 3 acts becomes absolutely trivial. But Act 3 can be a huge pain in the ass. And the maps are big, big, big. So and there's not enough checkpoints. So if you die, it's tremendously irritating running back through the whole maps, re-killing everything over again. But just muscle through it, man. It's gonna suck. But once you get through it, it's an entirely different game from there on out. Which where I came in. Oh, I had to run was the escort. Jeez, man, it's going to take me 10 minutes just to get back to where I was. I wish it would have saved my portal. 3,500 life and 188 shield. I think I need to go back through my spec, too. I looked at, like a lot of people were saying that max roll build was really good, but as is typical with max roll builds, it's not the way to go. I think that one from that guy Skadoosh
coagulated masses before you
is probably a better overall build.
That's one I've been following. It works really well.
The Skadoosh guy?
Yeah.
I looked at the max roll one and then just kind of winged it, so I'm sure I've got some misplaced points in there somewhere. I mean, I just typed strength. I just searched strength and took every strength node I could and every percentage strength node.
It's about time.
So I'm sure I need to go through and clean it up. All right, did it save all the rewards? Yeah, looks like it did. But nothing incredible on that one. Bother picking any of that up. Throw this stuff here. See what I got afterwards. I'm gonna bother with this stuff though. And I guess I should at least identify it. I'm not going to count in this the loot items. Come on, give me a +4 minions and then a spirit. Big old nope. Yeah, right. All right, run number 2. Now that we're 14 hours into the stream. So far, for me personally, I think the most fun thing, Erwin, has been the monk. For me personally, the monk has been tremendously fun.
2 wins is barely
I do really like melee builds, too, though, in ARPGs. And it's just a super, super powerful and really, really fast melee build.
Your challenge awaits.
The sorceress is the most irritating to level, but can become ridiculously powerful in endgame. It's like the strongest, most busted class, without a doubt, in the endgame. But the campaign is a little bit painful. I think the thing with the monk is it's pretty fun and zoomy in endgame, but it also, the campaign experience was fairly enjoyable, as it's just really strong, you know? I'm going to do a gemling next. I think I'll end up liking the gemling. I think the thing with the gemling is it's just got a lot of options. A lot of available build variety or whatever.
Outlive my expectations.
Yeah, I did this one. I was doing this last night watching that Squid Games, and I had the little stalking dude that hits you 7 times or whatever. And I'm trying to watch the show, and I got this guy stalking me. I ended up getting slapped like 4 or 5 times. Had to pay attention in the last room or last couple rooms. Doing that quarterstaff if it's level 82. Not gonna. Pick it up and look at it. Oh, it's actually item level 81. See what that rolls. It's got to be 82, I'm pretty sure, to get the top rolled affixes.
Don't give up so early. Always out of reach. Ravage and ransack.
The good part about doing this whole 10 trials run thing is, of course, you get a good, I mean, obviously only 10 runs, it's not a huge sample size, but you get an idea of how much exalts per run you're going to make over the course of multiples. But I know it's like 20 plus. So if I run it 200 or run it 10 times, it's going to be at a minimum 20 or 200 exalts. Be a nice little boost for my alts.
Don't give up so early. Drown in a sea of vines. I suggest you aim for the head. Sorry, the heads.
All part of my plan.
Pretty quick going through them if you just do it. Don't lollygag around. But
A true display of might. Lightning descends. Slay everything.
Get out of my way! Death is my power to wield.
All right, where the hell is the up? Dang it. Back to work tomorrow. Oh, man.
Yeah.
First day back always sucks.
What?
Rough.
Expecting praise? Your thirst will never be quenched. Pillage and retrieve.
Alright, one more map to get my tier 2s done.
Nice. Getting through them?
Yeah.
Yeah, run into an issue, need maps or anything, just say, I'll throw a shitload of them in the guild stash for you.
Yeah,
If you
these are
need
pretty,
the waystones, this.
pretty trivial ones. I can do, I did what, at tier 9 yesterday? I'm gonna walk through it pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, that build's pretty stout, you know? That was not where I needed to go. I think tomorrow we're supposed to get Path of Building too, which I know you're not familiar with it, but be nice for you to throw on your machine while you're working. Be a nice little
Oh,
side
yeah.
distraction for you.
Yeah.
The greatest community tool ever made for any video game ever. Just, it's that good, you know. Now
Yeah, I
this,
got
of
that
course, will be
bookmarked.
the this will be the first version.
Like this next one.
The first version for POE2.
I've never tested this on anyone before. A testament to Val Engineer, the kind
Obey me.
The only way you can lose in this thing really is if you get frozen. Just got frozen, but luckily I didn't die.
A gift from fate.
Impressive. Normally challenges don't survive those. Unrelenting and unyielding determination. Bring death.
Death is my power to wield. Now!
I should at least get that. It'd be awesome if they'd throw in like a disenchanter and an identifier out at the lobby on these things.
I can practically see your ego swelling. Your guilt weighs you down. Stay close, or perish.
What's the chase item from the other boss, Aramir? From the Sekimus boss? I know you got all those jewels. All those high-end jewels that are in there, too. But what is the actual chase item from that fight?
I can practically see your ego swelling.
Ooh.
They will not rest until you have perished.
Oh, the timeline. That's the chase item, is the relics themselves. Like the relic for Temporalis, I think, goes for over 100 divine.
Yet another win.
Or it was, anyway. So that's probably the chase item, is just the relics themselves. Alright, 2 down. 8 more to go. Incredibly good. Oh no. It's saving the loot I throw on the ground too. Throw it on the ground over here. should turn off my currency affinity for a minute. That way I can just shift click this stuff.
Ancient power.
Elemental damage with attacks, yet no elemental damage on the weapon. Rick. Hold resist, got a good max life roll. You know what? I'm just going to go back to the hideout. Screw it. Trash this stuff proper.
What can I do for you? I'll be here, waiting.
Three incoming. So if Reddit is right, I should get a rarity within the next 2 runs. Or the next 3 runs, I guess. This one or the next 2.
A practitioner of the dark arts.
But RNG's gonna RNG me. You watch.
Misfortune strikes when you least expect it.
God, dealing with that the whole run will be irritating. Get,
They fall
let
into
the bosses do a little more
frenzy.
damage.
Are you ready, challenger?
I'm ready.
No, it says failed to join instance.
What's that?
Aramer trying to get me to the boss.
Oh. I think the reasons the Trial of Sekimas let you is when you teleport out, you go to its own little lobby. Where here, when
Yeah,
you
it
teleport
says-
out, it takes you to town.
It says failed to join instance because you cannot join a trial that has been in progress.
Well, at least it didn't blow up anybody's computer like it did with mine. Thanks, Windows Update.
Don't give up so early. The exceptional are more common than you think. Live.
Alright, 2 more Atlas points.
Nice.
Don't give up so early. Feel their infected caress.
Right. I'm gonna run and grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back. Right. I have returned. Coffee in hand. I yoinked the wife's coffee. Gonna be mad. Sec here. All right, had to deal with that real quick. Maybe she set me up. It didn't have any sugar in it.
Oh,
I gotta have cream and sugar, man. I can't do without sugar.
Pillage and retrieve.
Getting so many of the soul core ones. It's like the worst one to get out of all the little challenges here.
be right back. Grabbing a drink myself.
Lions Vikings tonight, y'all. Probably not many NFL fans watching, but this is it's a big night if you're a Lions fan. tonight's game decides who wins the NFC North division. The Lions are currently ahead, but if the Vikings win, I think the Vikings would then win the tiebreaker, as it would be tied if the Vikings win. Or actually, it's tied now. Yeah, it's tied now, but the Lions are winning the tiebreaker. So whoever wins, it's no longer tied at all.
This is just the beginning.
Get nothing but the crappy ones. Crappy soul cores.
You are more frail than you know.
Means there's got to be a good one in here somewhere, right?
Will you prove to be food or fatal?
So what you're saying is the Lions choke tonight.
Oh, I hope not. It's going to be a long night for me if they do. And then if the Lions win, it'll be a real easy night for me tonight. So the wife's just... I was a big NFL fan when I was younger, but I kind of lost interest over the years. But the wife is like diehard, man.
Weather the elements
And
at
Lions,
your own
all
risk.
teams.
Well, she's from Detroit originally.
Oh, I guess we won't hold that against her.
Yeah.
I was born in Windsor.
Ah. Her dad actually has the... Oh, the Lions are badass now, for sure. They're going to do good in the playoffs regardless, but if they win tonight, they get the first week off of the playoffs. They get that first week bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wife's dad actually holds or used to hold, I don't know if he still does, back in the 70s or whatever, he held the world record at one of those big Detroit skyscrapers for pumping concrete up to the highest altitude. Apparently they pumped concrete out of a regular concrete truck like up some ungodly amount of floors or whatever. Probably been beaten now, I'm not sure, but
Maybe not the normal, regular way.
maybe not. I have no idea. It's been a long
Almost
time.
there. Keep it up, mortal. Your thirst will never be quenched.
You hit level 80? Nice, Pectron. Congrats, man.
Require blood.
Now!
I'll probably never level up on this character. I don't hardly ever play it anymore, except for just farming these trials or an occasional boss kill. Have to see if your build gets removed next patch. Well, I mean, if it does, then, you know, there'll be something to fall back onto. I think Archmage will probably get nerfed. I think being able to stack multiple Heralds might get nerfed. Like right now, you can proc Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice off of each other. You convert the lightning damage from Thunder to Ice, and you convert the Ice damage from Herald of Ice to Lightning, and they proc off each other and it just blows up entire screens. That's what I'm playing too on my monk. It's crazy good. Super fun too, like you said. That's why I wanted to level my warrior up a little bit. I think that build is probably that corrupted blood build. I think is probably pretty low on the radar as far as the nerf bat goes. I think that one might be safe for a little while. Nobody's blowing up the pinnacle bosses with it, you know. It's all the stuff that's 2-second killing the pinnacle bosses that I think we'll get looked at first.
Almost there. Keep it up.
Trash one.
mortal. Slay them amongst the flames.
That in the Shout Warrior is fun. It's very lazy. I love lazy builds.
This magnificent beast.
It really is.
Now.
Only
It's
thing that
almost
sucks
like
in this
spin to
whole
win.
thing is that tornado will just wipes all of my minions. Tornado from the bird guy. I can't wait till they get a spin to win build in, especially if they still have the interactions like between Herald of Ice and Herald of Thunder.
A true display
Gonna be
of might.
crazy kick ass for spin to win builds.
Overwhelms.
If it's still not nerfed down. Just got to Act 2. Nice, Mondays. Congrats.
Leave naught but corpses.
I've been on that alt grind a little too. I put my Sorceress on the back burner.
I need more time.
First off, I think it's going to be first up on the nerf bat list. But second off, it's just painful in the campaign. And that's a very
Death.
late game dependent build, you know?
How useful.
Did a whole lot of expedition shop crafting recently, and now you can't list anything, so you basically have no currency left. Well, I mean, that you can re-get, you know?
Lacking both
Just
depth
hop into
and
some maps
precision.
or whatever and start grinding it back up.
Don't fall behind.
Got your second kill in. Nice. You're doing that all on your Shout Warrior, Aramir? Or are you swapping over to another boss killer for that? Nice. Well, I'm excited to see that it can handle that content. I just need to get mine leveled up. And I actually already got a decent starter set of gear. And I've already got that shield as well. I don't have a great one, but I do have one. I got one that actually rolled really, really well, but the corruption on it didn't come back. Didn't come back as I hoped. But it's only like, it's like a minus 12% on the block chance. So it rolled really, really well on that with the corruption. But only one socket. Not sure how bad that's going to brick my resists, but I'm sure I'll have to replace some gear after I start using that shield.
Now this is starting to get fun.
Lightning resist. Boo!
May the dead speak their final piece.
They'll drop in breaches. So, like, you can guarantee them if you crack open a breach and you click the hands, you're pretty much guaranteed breach splinters from that. And then, you know, the higher tier ones, of course, that on the juicier maps will give you more and more. Lost all my minions there, huh? Go get them, boys. Right as he takes off, all my minions are back. What the heck, man?
I look forward to your inevitable downfall.
Brackling. Not one of the premier quarterstaves.
Hey, what am I running now? At 5100 armor, 2500 life, 55 block chance.
Getting there. Definitely getting there. Got more density now, so I should be swimming in them. Got what terrible rolls on that, huh? We'll go back to the hideout every 2. I think I can tolerate a little bit of stuff laying on the ground over here for a while. That's the loot so far from 3 runs. Haven't gotten any of the good soul cores yet, but got a little bit of cash worth of goodies there. Grab another. Run number 4.
I will never tire of your struggles. Relying on luck can only get you so far. You are more frail than you know. Challenger, prove yourself worthy of chaos.
Now! Death is my power to wield.
Oops. But I left a mob behind, but that trash unique is worthless.
Oh, wipe that smile off your face. Weather the elements.
Getting rough
at
choices
your
on
own
this one.
risk.
I'm only on the, what, second room. I already got 2 negatives that are fairly negative negatives. Fairly negative negative. Are you trying to work in any, are you working in any rarity with your set, Aramir, or are you just going for full power? Oh, I agree. They're pro ace. I've yet to see a perfect. What, a month into the game now, and I have no idea how many hours I played, but it's got to be a fairly decent amount. I have yet to see a perfect drop. I've seen a bunch of graders, but not a single perfect. Maybe today I'll change all that. You're going to get a perfect to drop right here. Wouldn't that be glorious?
Now!
So not really focusing on rarity. I was thinking about doing the same thing. I think I've got like 120 rarity now. On that character, but you know, I could get
This is just
some
a warm-up.
improvements if I got rid of some of that.
Lacking both depth and perception. Ravage and ransack.
It seems like if you have anything at all, after you add in like the tower modifiers and the individual waystone modifiers, it seems like you get fairly decent currency drops. Just with anything, you know? On that one. Well, the problem, Pro Ace, is the economy is completely destroyed. The economy actually took a shit really quick. It was good for a while, and then it just, the prices went through the roof. It really, I mean, even though it's only a month in, it really almost needs a league reset to reset the economy. In fact, I think that's the only way they're going to be able to really fix it.
Will this creature be your end? You may possess strength after all. Lightning descends.
Well, the problem now is to get really any one item in any category
Don't die.
that's got all the rolls you need. It's divines. You know, where like 3 weeks ago, that same item may have sold for like 10 or 20 exalts. Now it's several divines. There was a window there where you could really, really get maxed out gearing if you had played through to that point already. But that window's gone now. Yeah, and that's, I mean, the one divine is just like the starter stuff that has the stats you need, you know? That's where there's a big benefit to farming these things too. The Sanctum one and the Ultimatum one. Or this Trial of Sekimas and the Trial of Chaos. They're relatively easy to farm without having a min-max set of gear. And there's potential there, you know? Well, it's because of the rarity stacking. The rarity stacking is what started it, and then it just went from there, you know? I mean, right now, like, when you're going over your build, like, the first thing people ask you is how much rarity you have. That's not how the game should be, right? A bunch of the bigger PoE content creators have made videos complaining about it, so hopefully GGG does something. You should be building your character to achieve more power, not to try to get more magic find, you know?
Unrelenting and unyielding determination.
Like, I've got it toned down now on this guy, but like on this character, I'm at 217%. And I could be putting out way more damage if I even just brought that down to like 100%. In my mapping setup, I'm like at 360. I tell you what I think they should do. They should buff rarity and quantity on waystones and remove rarity off of gear. In my opinion. They should make it so that if you're playing a juicier map, you should get juicier drops. And that's the deciding factor. Not how much you invested into a magic find set. You know? Like if you're doing a super high difficulty map with lots of of mods on the Waystone and corrupted and irradiated, etc. That's when you should get the most loot, right? And I realize that there has to be a multiplier for multiplayer, but right now the multiplier for multiplayer is so busted. It's like a 2-player group doesn't get twice as much loot. They get way more than that. And then they get a rarity bonus on top of it. I don't know. It's definitely, it needs attention. Anything they do is going to require a new league. Yeah. I mean, they got to reset the economy or none of the fixes matter. You know, I mean, if I was a brand new player starting right now today, like, you will never get a set put together.
Keep it up.
You know, that's actually the second most valuable one there.
Your guilt weighs you down. The Val engineered some of the fiercest creatures to ever exist.
Is it because I'm backing off of him right there why he takes off in the air so quick? Like, if I stayed up in his face, maybe he wouldn't fly and you could one-cycle him. I think it just depends on how long they want to let it go like this.
But the trial
I mean, obviously, they don't want to have a bunch of league resets through early access, but they said that they would have them. They said that if there was any major updates, that they would have a league reset. Yeah. Yeah, doing the 10 level ones. I don't think it's worth it to do the others. You get 3 soul cores in 10. If you do one of the 4s, you only get 1. If you do one of the 7s, what, you get 2. So yeah, I don't think it's worth doing anything under the...
Obey me.
Can you redo maps?
You can if you die, but you lose the bonuses from it. So, like, if the map had, you know, 10% rarity, or it had a breach, or it had some kind of mechanic on it, it turns into a vanilla map. So, generally, for, like me, if I die on a map, I will try to skip that one. But if it's directly in line with where I want to go, then I'll usually just either blow one of my lower level maps on it, or blow a map that was bricked, like, you know, because you brick so many tier 15 maps trying to make tier 16 maps. Yeah, like if it's got a map boss, the map boss will be gone. Basically, any modifiers that the map had will be gone.
Now this is starting to get fun.
But there's no way to rerun like the same one.
I've never tested this on anyone before.
Well, it'll always be different. It'll be the same, like, map layout,
Cling to life.
but it won't have the same modifiers. So it will always be slightly different. And then, I mean, you'll find nodes that you like. Like, I personally like all the beach type stuff. So, I try to keep an eye out for them, you know?
Yeah, like I can't go back and do one that's the map completed.
Oh, no. You can't do that. But you'll find that same map again. Many times, in fact. In fact, it's kind of how RNG works. The maps you really don't like, you'll see all the time. Kind of how RNG does its thing, you know? I've had several locations without a connector. It's pretty common. Well, it doesn't brick your entire play. You just go a different direction. There's so many different directions to go. But I've run into many nodes. Everyone will run into nodes that have no connector. But I mean, you can go any direction. It's not like one path. You went every direction, and every direction is disconnected? Well, I mean, that's just shitty luck. Got to be one in the entire world, right? One out of a million players. They'll reset it for them, I'm sure, since it's like such an anomaly.
The dead yet
You would think they
chase
would.
after you.
That's crazy.
To your end.
That would be some shitty luck there, man.
Yet another win.
Now!
Yeah, I mean, they're on holiday right now, so they're not going to do anything. I would imagine they'll be back tomorrow, you would think. I mean, they've actually already... Somebody came back because they did that hot fix for the Sanctum exploits. Shim, that doesn't have better rolls. Got that good spirit roll and a good lightning resist roll, and that's it. Everything else is trash. Considering it's corrupted and you can't put sockets or anything. Everything else is junk. Yeah, the Atlas is specific to whatever league or whatever you're playing. Right, well, there was number 4.
A relic from long ago.
Might be worth rolling on later. Pretty sure I've already got one of those. Guild have one? Yep. I guess get rid of it later. The Deadly Fate. That's through 4 runs. And that was my last level 81, so now we've only got level 79s for the rest.
Chaos awaits. I will not abide by this. Lacking both depth and perception. Your challenge awaits. Prove yourself.
Obey me!
So this is run number 5, right? So according to Reddit, I should get a rarity this run. They say it's 1 every 5 runs.
This is just the beginning. A drought for the thirsty.
Hopefully they're right. If you do a string of these and you don't get at least one of those, then it's debatable whether it was worth the time. I mean, as far as exalts per hour versus running like normal T15 maps or whatever, it's definitely worth to do this. But you got to get at least one of the higher end items, you know, to adjust your averages up.
Get out of my way!
This is just a warm-up. Vines restrict your every move. Pillage and retrieve.
Remnants of a dead empire!
This is just the beginning.
Chaos res.
Time moves against you. Don't stare for too long. Challenge. Impressive. Normally, challengers don't survive those.
Ew. God, it sucks that this stuff drops corrupt. It's always garbage. It's never anything good. That? It. All right, give me just a sec, y'all. We got pounded with snow pretty hard, and the snow is all melting off today, and apparently we got a leak. So
Uh-oh.
give me a quick minute here so I can go check and see what's up. Be right back. Like it's leaking. We got a pellet stove. Like it's leaking around the
Are more common than you think.
chimney for the pellet stove. I'm not going to be able to do about it today.
Outlive
Just
my
hope it didn't cause
expectations.
any water damage.
Did you manage to get the car fixed?
Yeah, it's just it's not that big of a deal. It's just a matter of it was like, you know, dumping snow and freezing rain and everything else. But all I had to do was charge the battery. Well, I need to replace the battery, but I charged the battery and reset the computer on it, and that resets the anti-theft device or the theft deterrent crap. I got it all squared away. Drove it around a little yesterday to test it all out. Batteries are stupid expensive now, man. It's been a while since I bought a battery. You got an electric vehicle, don't you?
Yeah, the Mach-E.
Remnants of a dead
Your
empire.
battery goes out. That thing's totaled, huh?
It's pretty much the entire car.
Yeah. $285 for your battery last year. It's crazy, man. It wasn't that long ago, and like a good battery was like 60, 70, 80 bucks. I mean, I guess it's been a few years, but doesn't feel like $285 worth, you know?
You're dating yourself now.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Like the last battery I bought for a car was probably, I mean, it was in like the last 5 or 6 years. And it wasn't that, $200+ you know? Now, like a hunk of shit battery from,
Half completed or half
you know,
unfinished.
Bob's battery surplus is like 150 bucks.
Adversaries plagued with a blood-curdling fever.
The price on those things went through the roof, though. That's for sure.
Ravage and ransack.
Flip the switches once. Hopefully it's not buggy. Check over here first.
Death is my power to wield.
Watch the YouTube video and your kid goes, no way. Are they older than me? I hear you, man. I hear you. Wait, what the hell? Get out. One of those gotta up and arounds. Well, let me pick it up. Oh, there it goes. Like, what the hell?
Obey me.
Oh, you know what? I should have flipped that switch before I came down. Not the end of the world.
Yeah, that gave me 1 century point. Oh no, give me 2. Never mind.
Yeah, it gives you 2 at a time. And it gives it.
Sweet.
I shouldn't have flipped that switch, huh? Hmm.
What? Expecting prey?
Another chaos res.
The tide of death is rapid.
Thank you, Armor.
Will this creature be your end?
Now!
You guys do Trials of Chaos or the other one?
The other one.
Impressive. Normally challengers don't survive those. Coagulated masses befall you. Live.
A damage beat debuff is going to be stacked up the full on this one. Better be careful in the last 30 seconds.
Armor's tossed me into some map hideout.
Gotta get you a hideout, man. Where you can get your interior design going.
Alright, limestone hideout.
Oh, you got one, huh?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go. There's like 4 or 6 of them or whatever that you'll get just from exploring around your map. The canals one, personally, I feel like is my favorite one.
I can practically see your ego swelling. Weather the elements at your own risk. Escort the idol.
Got your first T15 map? Nice.
Death, take you!
Oh shit, oh shit.
Your next attempt.
Oh wow, that 50% got me from the poison. Wow, that sucks.
I know.
I should have never taken that one. I was thinking since it was relatively close to the end, it wouldn't have been a big deal. So shitty. These are not that difficult to do. Losing on one is just a huge smack to your pride, you know? Oof. I saw that coming too, man. Big bummer. Well, that's a wasted one, so I can't even I'm not even going to count that run cuz I wanted 10 to look at loot from 10 runs, you know? Well, if I die, I can't exactly look at the loot. I'm just going to bank this stuff. Then we'll put one more map over into the pool.
Yes. I'll be here, waiting.
We're dying now. I didn't have any more 80s, but I do have another 79. All right, try this again. Let's choke this time. I'm gonna grab a glass of water real quick. Be right back. You know, now that I think about it with the whole battery situation, this last spring, you know, when my son left for flight school to get his commercial pilot's license, he left his motorcycle here. He didn't want to take it with him or didn't want to get it hauled across the country or whatever. Last spring, he had to do something to his car or whatever, and he wanted me to sell his motorcycle for him. And I went to go fire it up and couldn't get it started. And